Hello, everyone. This is Allison West, and this is my MAT portfolio prompt 2. First off, I wanted to discuss my growth as a teaching professional. Throughout the MAT program, I feel as though I grew significantly as a teaching professional. The experience I gained through the assignments and field experience has shaped me into a knowledgeable and confident teacher who approaches teaching with ease. Two of the key assignments throughout the program stood out to me as the most impactful and beneficial to my overall experience. These are the literacy case study from spring 2025 and the math journals completed both in fall 2024 and spring 2025. The literacy case study was one of the most influential assignments from the program that we completed earlier this year in the spring. This assignment allowed me to find a student with a reading difficulty and complete a full case study. This was an impactful project as I was required to administer assessments to identify areas in need of support and design lesson plans tailored to my students' needs. Administering the assessments and making decisions about what the student needed support in was a learning experience that has made me more confident in assessing students. Dr. Kimpreis, I hope I'm saying that correctly, was incredibly helpful throughout this course, and her thoughtful and detailed videos explaining the process was so helpful as we navigated the course and this major assignment. I really enjoyed this project. I have found a love for teaching reading throughout of it. And so this case study, being employed at the school, made it super easy to connect with my colleagues and select a student in the required grade levels that would benefit from tutoring. I was able to give my student his pre-assessments and see where he may need support in based on the assessment scale. I truly enjoyed getting to have the experience of tutoring a third grade student, as I've only had experience teaching kindergarten so far. This assignment showed me and allowed me to grow and work with other grade levels and experience the deficits that can be seen in reading at this grade level. So, really, with me being a kindergarten teacher, getting to have this experience with an upper grade student to get to see where they may lack some of those foundational skills that I'm teaching kindergarten was actually really unique. It empowered me to become a better educator in my own classroom and really get to see like where these students need to be, and that these the mastery of skills, and just really work with my own classroom as well. So I've included some snapshots from our assessments, kind of showing the levels that he was on. So he really started out this case study with intensive level for many of his reading and decoding skills. During the literacy case study, I designed and implemented differentiated tutoring lesson plans that included instruction and areas of need for my student. These lesson plans were created based on literacy goals made from the assessments. I have used the experience of creating these tutoring lesson plans to help guide my own students in my classroom with their literacy difficulties. So I've included a screenshot of one of our lesson plans, as well as linked some tutoring lesson plans examples. Getting to create these lesson plans and really set goals for the student was really insightful and impactful for my teaching experience, and I really enjoyed it. I filled out a reflection journal after each tutoring session. This allowed me to make adjustments and evaluate what my student may or may not need to continue working on in our sessions. I was able to adjust my lessons accordingly throughout the process. Having these experiences helped me in my own classroom, as well as my kindergarten students, by assessing through observation and adjusting as needed. I keep a notebook near me during my reading small groups and take down notes each day to guide my instruction for the next day with my groups. This taught me how important it is to assess learning continuously in different ways. So like I said, using this case study has really impacted me as a teacher, because getting to see take a student's learning from the beginning and see how explicit instruction can really grow them as a student is just so exciting to see. And I'm very driven, and I really like to help students really see that growth within themselves, and just getting to see the confidence that my student build was very exciting to see. Throughout my case study with my third grade student, I created and taught tutoring lessons to help them in the areas he was needing. These lessons were thoughtfully made and tailored. So you will see I have two of my tutoring sessions, pieces of them that are videoed here attached. My student was very sweet. He really enjoyed um, our lessons, and he really focused, and I could tell he was really trying hard. So we would use things such as like word lists that you can see here, that he would practice reading, and we'd practice reading and blending, and just really focus on those literacy skills that we were covering in our case study. Here you can see the end of our case study. I've included a snippet of our pre and post interventions. It was incredibly exciting to see his growth go from intensive to strategic or even benchmark on some of his scores. So, getting to see the growth through everything we did was very exciting. I gave the same assessments again, and I was very thrilled to see growth in the areas that we worked on. So the case study showed me how strong my love for teaching kids is. Being able to make an impact on their education and support children is the most rewarding feeling of all. One aspect of the case study I found important was being pushed to explain the reasoning behind what I did to help my student during our tutoring sessions. So this grew my understanding of the content, as well as gave me a space to detail what strategies I think worked. This assignment came with much thoughtful review and really showed me the growth that me as an educator, as well as my tutoring student, achieved during these procedures. So I included a little snippet from our case study where we had to kind of reflect and explain how our specific instruction helped the kiddos' needs. This is probably one of my favorite projects overall, and I think as a teacher, it's been very effective to learn those strategies. The second example I have is my math journals. These came as a big shock to me. Creating math journals for both math courses, they helped me, pushing me out of my comfort zone. I'm someone that's very mathematically minded, and it was very eye-opening to learn math in such a new way. It allowed me to create math journal prompts and evaluate how a student would get an answer, and also common errors that students make when solving these problems. Dr. Myers helped push us to think critically, but was always available for assistance. She reminded us to have fun with math, and her positive mindset towards our struggles helped me truly enjoy this assignment, even though it did not always come easy. And here you will see just some photos of me working on those fractions that we had done. And for me, being such a math minded individual, I thought that teaching math would come easy to me. But as someone who it does come easy to, teaching math in such a different way was such a learning experience for me. And I've found a love for teaching math in these new ways, these new tangible ways, and being able to write things out, draw them out, and really show our work for how we get these answers and really show it in a meaningful way is so important. I've taken many of these strategies taught in these courses and helped my students understand math in a tangible way. Being able to visualize math rather than counting in your head is so important for some students. Knowing that all students learn different, I've been able to suggest multiple strategies and apply them in my own classroom to help my students understand and succeed. Um, one big key factor I took away from my math course was the importance of letting students have time to think about the question being asked and have time to come up with the answer or draw it out. Many times we as teachers do not allow proper time for critical thinking. I do this in my classroom now by asking a question followed by the phrase, keep it in your brain. This lets my students know that I'm not looking for them to raise their hands first thing or shout out the answer. This helps allow all students use time to use their mathematical thinking and give them proper time. So this strategy has just helped me overall as an educator, just really let kids use that critical thinking and use their brains and not be so pushed to just have the answer right away. Another aspect is through my employment, I was able to immediately test and adapt these strategies with real students in my classroom, being able to see how different approaches led helped different students was very unique. It showed me how important using manipulatives and visuals are for helping students understand these math concepts. And I've since made sure to give detailed visuals and allow them to use hands-on math strategies every day. Once again, my professional growth, I've seen significant growth within myself as a teacher and a student. The case study and math journals have helped demonstrate my growth as an educator by pushing me to apply the knowledge I have learned throughout within my program to real life scenarios. The case study has helped me grow my confidence and love for teaching by showing how impactful working with students can be. My math journal helped me learn to create math problems and then answer them in the form of a student. It pushed me to think critically about struggles students may have when completing these problems and apply mathematical terms and explanations. These assignments tie together the importance of project-based assignments we have learned so much about in the MAT program. Having the ability to show what you know through engaging creative projects made this program memorable and helped me learn directly through the process. This experience gained from the assignments has directly led to growth for me as a teacher at my current school. I've enjoyed applying my knowledge to my classroom and look forward to incorporating the knowledge for many years to come. Thank you guys so much for listening and have a great day.